Hey, students of psychology, we are about to enter territory where we have to identify the psychological perspectives in psychology. Perspectives are important because it shapes the way that we view behavior, and after all, psychology is the scientific study of human behavior and mental processes. So deciding on a perspective will give us the lens through which we view behavior. This will help us to assess, treat, diagnose. Though we are not qualified to do so, we view behavior, or theorists view behavior, using these lenses. Your perspective, your approach is the way that you explain human behavior, and that's one of our goals in psychology. So start with a hand turkey. Get yourself a nice fine tip black marker and draw yourself a hand. And on this hand, you see we only have 5 fingers that we are going to label. So we're going to add one with a new Futurama twist, and it's going to be cool. So here is our starting point, blank sheet of paper, hand turkey. Our first perspective is called the Psychodynamic Theory. Now, Psychodynamic Theory is rooted in Sigmund Freud's psychoanalysis. Psychodynamic, we use our thumb. We're going to make psychodynamic our thumb because of Sigmund Freud's psychosexual stages of development. The perspective of psychodynamics believes that we have unconscious motives that drive our behavior. These unconscious motives are beneath the surface of our awareness. We are not aware of the fact that we may be motivated to lash out at family members because of something that happened in the past. We use our thumb because Sigmund Freud believed that if we get our bottle taken away too soon, if we're weaned off mom's breast milk too soon, then we develop something that's called an oral fixation. So if I used to suck my thumb and my parents made me stop sucking my thumb, I am upset about it. I'm angry about it. As an adult, I might have trouble with that. I might have an oral fixation. And so I'm a smoker, or I put pens in my mouth. We use the thumb for psychodynamic theory. Next theory is cognitive theory. Now, you can simplify the word cognitive by thinking cognition is thinking. Cognition is what? Thinking is cognition. Cognition is thinking. But cognition includes a lot of other things as well. It also includes reacting to a stimuli and interpreting what is happening, memory, learning. But cognition, and when we think of it using the hand turkey, we're going to think, I'm thinking. I've got my thinking cap on, and I'm using my index finger to think of thinking. There you go. Next one, you're going to use your middle finger and label it behavioral. Now, middle finger, I won't give you the finger, but the driver cut you off and you give him the middle finger. Well, behaviorists believe in something called operant conditioning, and that is rooted in rewards and punishments. So when you gave somebody the finger when you were little because you saw your older sister doing it, you got in trouble. You were punished. And now you know that you don't go around willy-nilly giving people the finger because it's rude. Rewards and punishments. These are the behaviorists. Middle finger, you got in trouble. That's actually how I learned what the middle finger was. I saw my sister doing it and I was like, what the heck's that? And she explained it's all the bad words rolled up in one, which I think is still kind of accurate. All right, next is humanistic. The humanists believe that you and we're all trying to live our best life. We're trying to reach our unique potential. When we do that, we are going to become self-actualized, and we are going to seek people through which we belong. And so we use our ring finger to signify marriage. Marriage may be one of the stepping stones in a hierarchy of things that measure the self-actualization, maybe for you, maybe not for other people so much. All right, next, your pinky is biological. Now, biological theorists are going to believe that my behavior is rooted in biology. So my brain and what's happening in my body is really the dominant force behind human behavior for a biological perspective. Think of your spinal cord. Your spinal cord is about the size of your pinky. I just learned from another video. These are the ways that guide our behavior. I'm hungry because my hypothalamus triggers hunger. I punch somebody in the face to get at the food. Not a funny joke if somebody is starving. All right, so that fills up our 5 fingers. So you might ask, what's next, Ritter? So I'm going to tell you. In the middle of your hand, you're going to draw a globe. Now, I am not much of an artist, so my globe didn't turn out so great. But this is for socio-cultural. They believe that the things that we do are strongly rooted in society and culture. So the environment helps to shape our behavior. We might seek to get married because it's a cultural norm in westernized society, maybe not so much in others. People are going to get married because of the society. Look, you guys are getting your driver's license when you're 16 years old. At least that's something that's expected of you. You are expected to graduate. That is part of our socio-cultural dynamic in America. All right, here's the wonky one. And if you've ever seen the AI pictures that mess up fingers and hands, when you do an AI picture, now I've never done one myself, but I've got a bunch off the internet because I just think they're so funny. You can make these false images, but the one thing AI does not do well, and human power will never be replaced by AI, at least not at this point, is we're going to add another finger and label it evolutionary perspective. The evolutionary perspective is exactly what it sounds like. That behavior is rooted from evolutionary traits that have persisted over time. So you and I exist at a rate that is astronomical. Like, we're not supposed to be here. The fact that we do is amazing. But evolution, my family must have had aggressive traits, and now I have aggressive traits because we were able to survive throughout caveman status and ice ages. And here we are today. Evolutionary traits. Give yourself a fake AI finger to be the evolutionary theory. All right, so to summarize our 7 perspectives, going back, we have a psychodynamic. Psychodynamic is unconscious motives drive our behavior, and we're going to have to do some intense therapy, like going through hypnosis therapy, some maybe dream analysis if you're a psychodynamic theorist, and talk therapy where you just kind of talk. You have the cognitive theory, which says that my thinking shapes my behavior. My thinking was shaped by my fact that I got punished when I gave somebody the finger, or I got my mouth washed out with soap when I was little. True story. That taught me not to swear in front of my parents anyway. Behavioral for your middle finger, behavioral. Humanists are your ring finger because of love and belongingness. We love and belong to our spouse, and so when we get married, we fulfill that obligation. Biological for your pinky, that your brain tells you what to do. Socio-cultural for the middle, you're reaching out a hand to humanity, and in that hand is the globe, which shapes society and the community. And finally, fake AI finger for evolutionary perspective. That's your 7 perspectives. I hope that this guideline gives you a new way to think about them and nail them every time.